Imagine sitting down to a meal where the slightest mistake in preparation could cost you your life. This isn't the setup for a suspense novel. It's a centuries-old tradition in Japan. The star of the plate? A fish so toxic, it contains enough venom to kill 30 people, and yet it's served as one of the most exclusive delicacies in the world. Fugu, or pufferfish. Despite its deadly reputation, fugu is a celebrated dish, revered not just for its delicate flavor, but for the precision, skill, and ritual that go into every bite. For many, eating fugu isn't just about taste, it's about trust. Trust in the chef, the process, and the centuries of tradition that stand between an unforgettable culinary experience and disaster. But how is it even possible to take one of nature's most poisonous animals and turn it into a safe, luxury dish? That journey begins far from the fine dining tables of Tokyo or Osaka. It starts in a world of sterile tanks, scientific protocols, and master-level techniques that make fugu not only edible, but exquisite. Today, we're diving deep into this fascinating and dangerous world. From the carefully monitored hatcheries where the fugu is born, to the knife of a licensed chef trained for years to wield it safely, this is the true story of how Japan transforms one of the ocean's most lethal creatures into a symbol of cultural prestige and culinary perfection. The journey of the world's most dangerous delicacy begins not in the wild ocean, but in a sterile, high-tech environment that resembles more of a medical lab than a fish farm. Inside specialized hatcheries scattered along Japan's coastal regions, fugu life begins. Within just a week of fertilization, the tiny eggs hatch into fragile, translucent larvae known as alevins. At this stage, they are highly vulnerable, sensitive to the slightest changes in temperature, oxygen, or even lighting. That's why these hatcheries are engineering marvels. Each tank is filled with natural seawater, purified and sterilized to eliminate any trace of bacteria. Advanced sensors constantly monitor salinity, pH levels, and oxygen content, ensuring that the water conditions remain perfect around the clock. Nutrition during this early phase is critical. These baby fugu are fed a carefully crafted diet, rich in microalgae, proteins, and small crustaceans, designed not only to boost immunity and growth, but also to lay the groundwork for premium meat texture. Everything from feed quantity to feeding intervals is mapped out with scientific precision. Even light cycles are artificially programmed to mimic sunrise and sunset, helping regulate biological rhythms that affect growth and metabolism. Meanwhile, population density is tightly controlled. Overcrowding can lead to stress, which in turn may affect the health of the fish, or worse, trigger the production of unwanted toxins. Daily inspections by marine biologists and technicians ensure each batch of fish develops without complications. Every detail matters. Why? Because what happens in these first 120 days determines not just the survival rate, but the gastronomic potential of each fish. When the juveniles grow strong enough, typically reaching several inches in length, it's time to prepare them for the next chapter, a controlled return to the wild. After months of tender care in sterile tanks, the young fugu are ready to leave the nursery. But their next home isn't the wild ocean. It's something far more controlled yet deceptively natural: open sea, marine cages. This isn't a simple relocation. The transition is a gradual, highly monitored process. The fish are carefully moved in oxygenated, temperature-controlled containers to offshore floating pens, engineered enclosures built to simulate their natural habitat while maintaining rigorous oversight. These floating pens are technological fortresses. Anchored in clean, predator-free coastal waters, they offer room for the fish to swim freely, encouraging natural movement and muscle development. Stronger, more active fish not only grow healthier, but also develop a firmer texture, essential for the prized sashimi experience. And yet, even here, nothing is left to chance. Teams of marine specialists monitor water salinity, temperature and oxygen levels daily. Sophisticated drones and underwater cameras patrol the pens, capturing real-time data on fish behavior and environmental shifts. Feeding schedules remain strict. The fish are fed high-protein, low-contaminant diets, carefully portioned to avoid overfeeding or unnecessary fat buildup. This ensures the meat retains its signature clean flavor and balanced fat distribution, two of the most critical factors for culinary quality. This semi-wild life stage usually lasts between 4 to 6 months, depending on seasonal conditions and growth rates. Once the fugu reach 800 grams to 1.2 kilograms, they are considered ready, both physically and gastronomically. This open sea phase is what gives farmed fugu its distinct advantage over wild-caught specimens. All the benefits of natural development, minus the unpredictability. It's not just farming, it's precision aquaculture. When fugu reach their ideal size, the tone shifts from growth to surgical precision. This is the beginning of the harvest, an operation that resembles a military maneuver more than traditional fishing. The timing is critical. Harvests are scheduled between October and March, when lower water temperatures stabilize the fish's metabolism. Cooler conditions translate into firmer meat, lower toxin fluctuation, and optimal sashimi texture. At dawn, a specialized team sets out. These aren't your average fishers. They're trained technicians working with soft net systems that cradle each fish gently, avoiding stress or injury. Any damage or panic could elevate toxin levels in the flesh, so the process must be calm, exact, and efficient. Only those fish that meet precise weight and health parameters are selected. Those underdeveloped or overweight are returned to the pens. It's not just about catching fish, it's about selecting gastronomic perfection. Once aboard, the fish are immediately placed in temperature-controlled oxygen tanks. Every second from here on is vital. The clock starts ticking the moment they leave the water. Freshness isn't a luxury, it's the foundation of both flavor and safety. Within hours, the fugu arrive at tightly secured processing centers. Before entering, each specimen is inspected for skin tone, muscle tone, eye clarity, and swimming reflexes. Only those that pass this inspection proceed to the most delicate stage, disarming the world's most poisonous delicacy. At this point, each fish represents more than food. It is the result of a system that balances biological danger with human mastery. A creature once feared now transformed into a culinary canvas. Inside the sterile halls of Japan's certified fugu processing centers, the atmosphere is tense and silent. Every station is manned by individuals who have trained for years, passed rigorous exams, and hold one of the most exclusive culinary licenses in the world. Their mission? To dismantle a fish that could kill and turn it into a plate that inspires awe. Each fugu is treated like a surgical patient. The fish are laid on stainless steel tables under bright lights. Technicians don gloves, surgical masks, and use razor-sharp knives, not only for precision, but to ensure no internal fluids touch the edible flesh. The first cut is made below the belly. This isn't just butchery, it's extraction with absolute control. The liver, ovaries, intestines, and certain sections of the skin, each packed with tetrodotoxin, must be removed without rupturing. There's no room for hesitation. A single slip could mean cross-contamination. These toxic organs are immediately sealed in hazard-marked containers, tracked by batch, and incinerated under government regulation. Every work surface is disinfected between fish. Even blades are swapped out regularly. This is not just culinary craftsmanship, it's biohazard containment. Once the poisonous parts are gone, what remains is a treasure of translucent flesh. Most prized is the dorsal muscle, known for its subtle, resilient texture. It's washed in ice-cold, purified water, dried, and carefully examined under bright lights. Only the cleanest cuts advance to sashimi preparation. In the hands of the trained, the once lethal fugu is sliced into paper-thin pieces, arranged like chrysanthemums on porcelain, a subtle nod to its deadly origins and the culture that tamed it. This transformation from predator to plate is a ritual. Each fillet is vacuum sealed, labeled with traceable data, farm origin, harvest date, and license ID of the processor. It's not just dinner, it's a story of trust, discipline, and precision that bridges danger and beauty with every bite. To dine on fugu in Japan is to take part in a cultural performance, equal parts risk, reverence, and refined artistry. It's not just about taste, it's about trust. Centuries ago, eating fugu was an act of defiance. The samurai who first dared to consume it knew the dangers. Several shoguns even banned its consumption entirely. Yet, the allure never faded. Over generations, what was once forbidden evolved into a ritual, one that now defines elite Japanese gastronomy. Today, chefs who serve fugu are more than cooks. They are guardians of a sacred practice. To even qualify for a license, a chef must undergo up to 3 years of rigorous training, pass practical exams with near-perfect precision, and recertify regularly. This isn't a one-time achievement. It's a lifetime commitment to discipline. The presentation of fugu sashimi is an art form in itself. Each piece is sliced so thin it's nearly transparent. Light shines through the fish like silk. It's meticulously arranged on decorative plates to form cranes, blossoms, or the chrysanthemum, a flower traditionally linked to mourning. It's a quiet reminder. This dish dances with danger. But don't mistake this for a thrill-seeking stunt. The modern fugu experience is not about flirting with death. It's about honoring mastery. Patrons aren't chasing adrenaline. They're paying homage to a tradition that has turned risk into ritual and chemistry into cuisine. The flavor? Delicate, almost elusive. It doesn't overpower. Instead, it lingers gently, with a clean finish and a texture that resists just enough to feel alive on the tongue. It's not meant to overwhelm, it's meant to whisper, and in doing so, it commands your full attention. In an age of instant gratification, fugu remains an experience rooted in patience, precision, and respect. From chef to diner, everyone is a participant in an ancient ceremony, one that embodies the essence of Japanese culinary philosophy: balance, beauty, and discipline. From the silent tanks where they're born, to the careful hands that prepare them, and finally, to the lacquered plates of Japan's most exclusive restaurants, the journey of the fugu is unlike any other in the culinary world. What other creature demands this level of precision, respect, and restraint just to be served as a meal? It's not simply about danger or luxury. The true marvel of fugu lies in the fusion of human knowledge and natural caution. Where others see a lethal threat, Japan has cultivated a living treasure, turning a neurotoxic fish into a national delicacy through centuries of science, art, and unwavering discipline. Every slice on the sashimi plate represents not only the chef's mastery, but also a system that protects lives while preserving culture. It's a rare intersection of tradition and technology, where every risk is measured, and every outcome speaks to human ingenuity. So, next time you hear about the fugu, don't just think of poison. Think of patience. Think of perfection. Think of an animal whose danger has been transformed into elegance, and a culture that continues to show the world how to walk the razor-thin line between fear and fascination. If this story made you see the ocean and your dinner plate a little differently, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this journey with others who love discovering the extraordinary. Until next time.